Hello and welcome to the 2019 Canadian High School Ultimate Championships. We are here at Carleton University in Ottawa, Ontario, and we have third round pool play action, actually first round for these teams starting today. They started a little bit later, and things have been getting underway. Extra exciting. We already had a Universe point this morning with the top team in the tournament, actually, Kelvin High School defeating St. Paul. And we are ready now to see another team out of Winnipeg, Grey Academy, take on LCVI Lancers out of Kingston, Ontario. It's Rebecca Thompson here on the mic for you today, and we are going to be seeing an exciting game. Looks like Grey Academy in the blue jerseys will start on defense. See the number 14 shirt of Sarah Jacobson down there for the team in blue. The 2018 Junior Female Athlete of the Year. No doubt she will have an impact on this one. And we are underway here. That pole is going to sail just out of bounds. There is a little bit of wind down on the field right now. We can't feel it so much up here in our media booth, but swirling just a little bit. See the flags going. LCVI immediately looking to shoot deep, has a couple receivers in the space, and it's going to be collected just on the end zone line. Brock Wiley looking for his next option. Wiley tried to shoot in a little dish, and it looked like there might have actually been a stall down call as well. So the disc will come back to Grey Academy. Devin Cohen will pick up. Chance for the first break of the game here for Grey. The zone look here from the Lancers as Grey swings around through Jacobson. Being pushed pretty far back into their own end zone. Not a lot of options upfield here for the Raiders. Jacobson in the middle. I'm sure we'll be hearing that name a lot today as she finds a hole through. Now Cohen. Cohen's going to shoot deep, finds an opportunity. That just read a little bit wrong there. Both players on both teams, maybe the wind picking that one up at the last second. Back now, middle of the field. Mathers finds another option on the sideline with Van Hall. Ella Van Hall, one of the identical twins, the Van Hall twins on this Lancers team. Jacobson will pick up again for the Raiders. That one's going to hang up into space and double coverage. Almost caught on the second attempt. And another deep shot right away. Again, just over the heads of both players, and the defense there maybe sucking in the offense a little bit. That zone look set up here again. Loyalist Collegiate Vocational Institute from Kingston, Ontario. This is their first high school nationals ever. They're a new team, started in 2016, so happy to be here. And they practice twice a week, and it's paying off as they get another D here through the zone. They're going to set up about 15 yards from the end zone. This would be an offensive hold as they find an option on the far sideline. And to the end zone. And it was bobbled but caught on the second attempt. And that will be the first goal of the game. LCVI leading early here at 1-0. So LCVI, a team of a lot of athletic players. They mentioned that a lot of their players actually compete with the rugby team as well. So trying to cross over into a new sport, and definitely a lot of crossovers that you can see between rugby and ultimate. Clearly paying off on this first point right here. I'm going to first chance to see them pull the disc. See if they set up in that zone look again. Sure, we'll see a little bit of that with the wind that is down on the field. See one of their captains, Moe Do, grade 12 student with the disc ready to pull. It's one of their many rugby players. Seeing some of the players staying out on the field here for 2 points in a row for the Lancers, starting out strong, trying to get themselves an early break here. That pull is going to sit right around the midpoint. Kagan resetting the disc. Back through now into the middle. Now Noah Slan moving that back through the middle. The zone look here again from the Lancers. Not a lot of upfield options still. Only the handlers right now for Grey Academy moving the disc around, but not gaining too many yards. Now Stitz again with the reset back into the middle. Grey Academy here is going to need to find some sort of options upfield in order to gain yards. They're going to want to move it up the field and try and break up that zone. Right now the wall not having too much trouble catching up with the play. Back into the middle, and now an option through, but this one is picked off on defense. Loyalist coming in big and looking at a chance to break here. Mathers puts it upfield under some coverage. And that one just out of the reach there. Brock Wiley trying to run onto that one. Looks like he maybe was thinking about the next pass, the next throw just before catching it. Still dropping some yards here. Slan finds an option upfield in Kagan, who's going to shoot deep. But that one, you can see the wind pushing that towards the near sideline of the field. It's what we call the low side of the field. And if you're going to be putting those shots deep, it's got to be from the high side so that the wind can carry it and keep it inbounds. So that one is going to get to be walked up here by Doe quite a ways. Away Doe to bring the disc in play here for the Lancers. It's going to shoot deep. And that one is going to be picked off in the air, read well by the deep coverage. Now moving it upfield. And another deep shot. This one puts the right edge on it, and it's scooped off in the end zone. Lauren Waldman, and Grey Academy answers back. Grey Academy took their time to get going on offense in this game, but looked like they figured it out a little bit there. And good to see players like Dylan Kagan there. He had the one throw that the huck that sailed out of bounds and able to readjust on his second attempt and made no mistakes. Wide open receiver in the end zone for the goal. Grey Academy out of Winnipeg, Manitoba. They've had a ultimate team there since 2008, but this is their first year at the Canadian High School Ultimate Championship. So 2 teams in their first ever CHSUC battling against each other. 1-1 early in this game. Grey Academy has been playing together, this group, since about grade 5 and 6, so definitely built some chemistry as they've come up. They've been managed by the athletic director at Grey Academy, Jamie Kagan, the entire time, and they're a competitive and spirited group. They say that their friendship and closeness go hand in hand and help them you know, make amazing plays and build that chemistry on the field as well. It's always great to see teams with that kind of vibe off the field coming together. So LCVI looking for a hold. So far, 2 trades and a deep shot. A wide open receiver is going to scoop that. That's Brock Wiley going deep. It's the second or third time we've seen that combination of Gordon Mathers and Wiley. And another shot to the end zone. That one's going to hang and just over the head of the receiver. Grace Van Hall looking for that one. But Loyalist doing a good job to immediately not let the defense set up too much and transition up the field. Jacobson moving upfield, and that one's going to sail out of bounds, unfortunately, into the other field on the far side. Maybe just a bit of a miscommunication there from Gray Academy. Gordon Mathers is a grade 12 student at LCVI, plays for Engine 1095, the junior team in Kingston, but this year also went and made local YGK, a mixed team, adult mixed team in Kingston as well, so he's going to be playing for 2 teams this summer. Unfortunately, that one was turned over and back into the hands of the Raiders. Cohen puts that around to the far sideline, now back with Cohen. Devin Cohen, another player who plays for MoFo, the top junior open team, top junior program in Winnipeg. And this one into the leg of Mather is going to pick up right on the end zone line. Has an option right in the middle, wide open, and Loyalist make it look far too easy. Immediately score another point. They lead 2-1. No breaks yet in this game, but definitely some nice quick play here from LCVI. So Gray Academy looking for another response. Looks like they just came together for a second on the sideline to check in. Coach Carmen Lee down there. It's a longtime player with Winnipeg's Fusion. They were national champions back in 2016 at the Canadian Ultimate Championships, and down here sharing her wisdom, just getting the team maybe to take a deep breath and refocus. So far, we've had both scores in that far end zone as well, the end zone that LCVI is pulling from, and maybe a little bit of the wind playing a factor into that. Although the wind appears to be mostly a crosswind. Of course, we can only judge based off some flag movement down on the field. Always hard to tell up here, but the discs do seem to be pushed towards this sideline as that one sails out of bounds as well. So the Canadian High School Ultimate Championships are a mixed gendered competition. Can either have 3 girls and 4 guys on the field or 4 girls and 3 guys. See Jacobson centering that disc back around to Cohen. Now going 1 and 2 through the cup. Almost picked off. They managed to hang on, and now they're off to the races up the field. Bobbled again, and another touch there from LCVI. Gray Academy maybe getting a little bit too excited as Jacobson puts that one around to Cohen. Cohen finds an option through the middle there. And then 1 and 2 into the end zone. Gray Academy making almost no mistakes in that one. Moving it all the way up the field and finally finding a way not to get stagnant in that zone and move the disc quickly and at speed all the way up. And they tie it up at 2-2. So a much better point there from the Raiders. Finding their stride. Almost getting a little bit too excited, but definitely good to see that movement. Gray Academy is a school with a rich athletic history as well. A lot of these players competing in multiple different sports. I see Sarah Jacobson line up to pull here. Jacobson was the captain of the U20 national team at the World Junior Ultimate Championships this past summer in Waterloo. Captained that women's team to a bronze medal. She's also a member of the U24 women's national team this year, headed to Germany for Worlds in July. Still here, a grade 12 student. She's going to put that pull inbounds as Mathers picks up, finds Doe. Some tight person-to-person defense here from the Raiders. Doe managed to find Mathers, but there was an uncontested stall down call right about 20 yards from the end zone here for the Raiders. Chance for the first break of the game. Dishing that one upfield and now to the end zone, but a little bit too far in front there. Emma Zettner tried to run onto that one. A great cut. It's just a little far out of her reach. Doe tries to shoot deep, falls a little bit short of his receiver. Ahmed couldn't quite run onto that one. Jacobson will pick up. Looks like she's just taking a second, letting her team set up. Gets an option other. Has Jacobson going back up line, tries to milk that one into the end zone, and then immediately, no hesitation, looks up, gets that next shot, and that is the first break of the game. The Raiders take their first lead at 3-2. So, still early in this game, just short of 20 minutes in. These games are 75 minutes long. The hard cap coming at 75 minutes, so at 1:15 p.m. Eastern. Gray Academy pulling that one out of bounds again. We've only seen 2 inbound pulls so far in this game. Obviously, getting those pulls inbounds, a huge advantage for the team setting up on defense. You don't want to allow your opponent to be able to walk it into the brick mark and set up their play. And Gordon Mathers will do just that right now for LCVI. Seeing a zone look here as that one goes deep over the head of the defense and snagged Brock Wiley to the end zone, but this time the defense manages to turn, gets a hand to it. Devin Cohen reacting to that one. Just surveying his options now. Waldman. A deep shot, another wide open receiver turns to find it and reels it in the end zone. That is going to be another score and another break here for the team out of Winnipeg. 4-2, the Raiders leading. Taking advantage of some pretty wide open deep strikes right now. See if they continue to look for that option. Pretty small roster here for Grey Academy as well, only 15 players. So players pretty much playing every other point. Can be a blessing and a curse. They get lots of touches on the disc, definitely chance to build a lot of chemistry, but with 6 games to play in a weekend, you never know how they're going to fare on day 2, but so far doesn't seem to be too much of an issue. Great pull there from Devin Cohen. Mathers picks up for LCVI, centers to Doe. Doe looks for Wiley, reeled in under pressure. Now Ella Van Hall running out of options, puts it, looking for her sister. It's reeled in. The second effort there from Moe Doe. He's going to look to the end zone, and Cohen picks that one off. On the far sideline, and did look like the Raiders player there was out of bounds, so they're going to walk it back. As Doe centers to Mathers. Looking to the end zone, and a layout D. Devin Cohen coming in big. A huge defensive play there. He's going to pick it right up and try and get the offense going here for Gray. Looking back now to Jacobson. Finding Cohen on the far side. Jacobson now over to Kaplan. Cohen, Jacobson, Kaplan, McFadden here, the 4 handlers in this zone, trying to work it upfield. Gaining a few yards here now. Jacobson gets it right back. McFadden. Finding that space through. Trying to go 1 and 2. Ignite some quick speed movement there from Jacobson. Now around to Cohen on the far sideline. Now some space upfield. Jacobson. Almost a run through D. Some pressure there from LCVI as Jacobson bobbles it and catches it behind her back. Somehow manages to keep that disc in her possession. I've never seen anything quite like that. Now moving it up the field. Kaplan and Cohen going 1 and 2. Jacobson gets open on the under. Has Cohen up line. Just kept his feet in bounds, but didn't look like he was quite in the end zone. He's going to tap it in right on the end zone line. Jacobson goes up line, double coverage. Swinging around to the far side of the end zone, and there is the goal. And that point made possible by that incredible catch from Sarah Jacobson. She bobbled it twice, tried to lay out for it, bobbled it again, somehow pinned it to her back and kept it in play. Unbelievable. And now 5-2. Grey Academy look like they've hit their stride in the second part of this first half. LCVI just maybe regrouping a little bit. They had such a great start to this game, and they've done some pretty great plays and moments up the field as well. Their flow and continuation passes have been pretty on point. Just a few miscommunications, and then of course some incredible defensive plays as well from Grey Academy. So maybe just need to refocus, remind themselves of their capabilities. They are a team made up of primarily grade 12s and 9s. They only have one grade 10 player and 2 grade 11s on this LCVI team. So an interesting group. Fortunately, they'll be graduating quite a few players this year, but when that group of grade 9 players comes through in a few years, they are sure to be quite the group. Lots of experience already under their belt. That one a little bit low and just under the hands there for Doe. Gonna give a chance here on the doorstep for the Raiders. Dylan Kagan here will pick up. Didn't have the first cut on the ISO. Has one going up line now and is going to hit it all the way into the end zone. Noah Slayan. And the Grey Academy Raiders are now making it look like pretty easy work, up 6-2. Another break here would take them to halftime. So Devin Cohen getting set to pull here for Grey Academy, looking to take halftime. LCVI, getting another couple points here before half would be great. Set them up for a good comeback in the second half of this game. And of course, it's never over till it's over in Ultimate. We've seen big comebacks before. Right now, only down by 4 points. We're just under half an hour into this game, so plenty of time left still. 45 minutes to go. Over 45 minutes to go. Bull is going to sit right around the 40-yard mark, as Mathers will pick up here for LCVI, finding Doe. Mathers had a deep option, didn't see it the first time, looks for it on the second one, chasing it down all the way towards the end zone. A great bidding attempt there, but just too far out of his reach. Finton McCann trying to track that one down. Got a little bit turned around looking for that disc in the air. Another good look, though, from LCVI. Now an option under and bobbled out of the hands there. Verkland can't hang on, and Mathers will pick up here. Looking for McCann, now to the back of the end zone. And that is Van Hull with the score. And LCVI getting themselves a point here, back within 3. And a nice end zone play there. Ella Van Hall making that cut to the back of the end zone. It did look like it might have been meant for Finton McCann there, but Van Hall cleaning it up for her teammates. And now trailing by 3, 6-3. 45 minutes to go in this game. See what LCVI can do. We've yet to see a break from LCVI. Sometimes all it takes is one break to generate some momentum. So Moe Do will pull here for the Lancers. goes for the hammer pull. Pretty decent hammer pull at that. Gets it inbounds. Past halfway. Gray Academy looks for an option upfield. This time Wiley picks it off and looking to the end zone right away. That one's going to hang in the air, and the defense from Kagan comes in. LCVI trying to create a little bit of magic there, looking for that double happiness after Wiley got that D. Hill, Lemmer. Picked off a D here from the Lancers. Shooting to the end zone again. They really like the receiver in Brock Wiley that they have, and he's a great receiver, but maybe relying on him a little too heavily right now. Back with Kagan. Upline cut there from Stitz. Lasers it deep and gets his receiver, Nick McFadden. Looking for the reset. Fakes the end zone shot. Stitz finds McLeod, now upline. Could take half here. Has a wide open Kagan in the middle of the field. His defender peeled off to try to help out, and that will do it to take half here. Gray Academy Raiders leading 7-3 at the halfway mark. And LCVI, moments of greatness in that first half, but going to need to clean up a few executional mistakes here in the second half if they want to make a comeback. We will take a short break, and we'll be back with you shortly with second half action here. Gray Academy versus LCVI at the 2019 Canadian High School Ultimate Championships. Welcome back to the 2019 Canadian High School Ultimate Championships here at Carleton University MMP Park in Ottawa. We've got a pool play matchup here between LCVI Lancers out of Kingston, Ontario and Grey Academy Raiders from Winnipeg, Manitoba. And Grey Academy, slow start to the first half, but then hit their stride. Since then, went on a bit of a run, now leading 7-3 at the halfway point. The Lancers, on the other hand, had a pretty good start to the game, but unfortunately couldn't keep their momentum going. A few execution errors plaguing them, and obviously there's some great defensive plays from Grey Academy as well. So could shape up to be an interesting second half. We'll see if LCVI can produce some momentum right off the bat here. Try and create some sort of a comeback, only trailing by 4 points. There is still 35 minutes remaining in this game, so plenty of time for the second half. As Gordon Mathers gets us back underway with the pull. Centered to the middle. Now a person defense set here from LCVI. So far we've seen them out in a zone the majority of the points. Jacobson scoops that up under. Looking deep, unleashes, and that one is going to sail over the head into the hands of Cohen, who looks straight into the end zone. Gets the goal. Maybe a little bit of luck and wind pushing that one over the head of two players to get there. But just like that, Grey Academy making it look pretty simple once again. Now leading 8-3. Sarah Jacobson making that deep shot. Definitely having an impact on the game. LCVI will come back out here on offense, looking for a response out of halftime still. The Raiders set to pull. Both these teams taking their time between points as well. Not seeming too worried about getting the play going. Mathers will pick up, centering into the middle, and it's just out of the hands there. Sean Doherty couldn't keep that in his possession. One of the grade 9s on this team, yet has a pretty main handler role according to his coaches. Definitely a future star of this team. Now the Raiders looking to extend their lead here. Centering to McFadden. McFadden goes back to Stitz. Another break backhand there. McFadden and Stitz still combining, now just on the end zone line. Has the break side option and scooped into the hands there. That is Lauren Waldman with the goal. It's a few goals to her name now. And the Raiders doing a great job of getting back into their end zone set each time. Consistently making that cut off the front of the stack and then clearing right back into it when they're looked off. That kind of discipline is extremely useful, and a mark of a team that's practiced well together and all has bought into their system as well. Extends their lead now to 9-3. They lead by 6 points here. This is first round of pool play action for them. Both these teams have 2 more games to go today. Games are to 13 points here at CHSUC. So Grey Academy 4 away. LCVI still looking for their first point of the second half. Doe picks up. Has a tight mark from Cohen on him. And unfortunately a miscommunication at field. Sarah Jacobson was putting on some pressure defense and it was shot just behind where the receiver was cutting. Jacobson looks off the upline cut, gets a second option, and this time makes no hesitations into the hands of Kagan. And they extend this one 10-3. Grey Academy looking completely in control at this stage of the game. Have to say as well, Grey Academy have definitely stepped up their defensive sets here in the second half of this game. That tight person defense causing LCVI maybe just to panic a little bit. They're not seeing the same options they were seeing in the first half. Those deep options that they were getting before have been taken away here. Seen some of the same faces back out on the line here for LCVI, trying to maybe ignite something. The Van Hall twin sisters are back on the field, as well as Doe and Mathers. So Doe will pick this one up. Centers now to Mathers. Finds Ella Van Hall. She's going to shoot deep, looking for her sister. Has some extra coverage, and that one's going to sail over her head. The set play there, I think, from LCVI. The twin sisters looking for each other. Back in play now. Raiders are going to swing at one, center it to the middle. Almost picked off by Mathers, and now the deep shot comes up. Waldman tracking it down, sails over her head. The wind taking that one just at the last second there. Van Hall centers to Mathers. And gets it right back. See Grace Van Hall there. Tried to turn to come back to that one. Unfortunately, it was just bladed up into the wind a little bit. A late stall count throw there. Deep shot now from the Raiders. Just over the head of Waldman again. Another disc on the field. Trying to connect with Mathers there and just shot again a little bit behind him. But you have to give credit to the Raiders. Their pressure defense is really causing these mistakes right now from LCVI, forcing them into some tough spots and tough decisions. Raiders looking for the reset now near the end zone. Stitz has the reset with McFadden. McFadden makes those break backhands look so easy, and it ignites another one up into the end zone. When you're able to hit the break side like that and completely open up the field, Gray Academy seems to do that so effectively. And now leading 11-3, 2 points away from closing out this pool play game here at the 2019 Canadian High School Ultimate Championships. Jacobson. You can see the wind definitely having a bit of an effect. We've seen quite a few low pulls trying to keep it inbounds. And bobbled off the hands here. Doherty can't keep that one in possession. Jacobson will get a chance to pick up here for the Raiders. Immediately going to the end zone. And Dylan Kagan gets up for that one. Thought that one was about to bounce over his head. Maybe finds a magnet attached to his hand somewhere, but reels that in. 12-3 makes it game point here for Gray Academy from Winnipeg, Manitoba. So, again, we have yet to see a point here from LCVI in the second half of this game. Those 3 points of theirs scored all in the first half. And unfortunately just haven't been able to connect. Gray Academy, of course, has also managed to readjust on some of their areas. Those deep strikes no longer an option here for LCVI. See if they can get in a couple more, maybe go on a run before the end of this game. Still 25 minutes remaining. Gray Academy do have a game right after this at 1:30, so does LCVI, so maybe trying to close it out, give themselves a little bit of a rest before the game. Mathers finds Doe. Gray Academy quick to set up on defense now as Van Hall finds Doe again. Now over to the near sideline. See Ella Van Hall kind of acting as the general of the offense right now for LCVI. Getting the disc almost every other pass as Doe goes deep, and a layout catch there. Finds Mathers, who's going to go to the end zone and just a little too far out of the reach of his receiver. In LCVI, you could see their whole sideline so excited. Abdul Ahmed made a great catch on that play. But unfortunately, the second throw to the end zone, the story of the game right now for LCVI. As Gray Academy goes straight back the other way. That one's going to hang in the air, but into the hands of the receiver. And now to the end zone, but too far in front of Waldman. And you could see there, Gray Academy just getting a little bit too excited, knowing they were right on the doorstep of that win. So LCVI, another chance on offense to produce something here. Mathers Van Hall looking for the option, gets Doe in the middle. Doe immediately over to Mathers on the far sideline. Puts that one around, finds Wiley. And bobbled off the hands there. Julia Patelli manages to make a creative catch of her own this time. Gets it right back now on the near sideline. LCVI doing a better job now with their flow as Doe is going to shoot that one deep to the end zone. More coverage there, and you could see Ahmed got sucked in a little bit by the defense. If he'd continued his run deep, he would have managed to run onto that disc. Credit to the defense there. Verklin trying to make a play. It's going to give Gray Academy a chance to go back the full 70 yards. Still looking for the win. This is both of these teams' first ever time at this event, so a point here would be the first ever win at the Canadian Ultimate Championships for Gray Academy. Always exciting to get your first national win under your belt. But they're going to have to wait a second. Cohen with the run through D. He's going to call a timeout, and after the point that they've had, it's about time. Gray Academy looking just to close it out. LCVI see if they can continue to put on some more tight defense and force some errors here from the Raiders. I think LCVI at this point just looking to end this as strongly as possible. If they can get a turn, give themselves a few points, because in the scale of a tournament, generating some momentum at the end of the game can really help propel them into that next game of the day as well. They've shown some really phenomenal moments throughout this one. Often just that last throw, that last option near the end zone being overshot. I think it's good for any team to know as well that when you've been making those executional errors, that is within your power to fix it as well. And so they will be able to hopefully readjust going into the rest of this tournament. See what both of these teams can do as this tournament progresses. We will, of course, be back with another live stream game at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time today. We'll have Summit out of Alberta, combination of 3 high schools there, facing off against Notre Dame from Ottawa. Right now, Cohen trying to close this one out here for the Raiders. Not too many options. Finally finds one upfield, but just dropped out of the hands there. Waldman can't hang on. Cohen the bid attempt. Wiley keeps it in his possession, but just puts it in front of Ahmed. Had a wide open receiver. Opted for the flick instead of the backhand there. And unfortunately that trailing edge of the disc just always moving away from him. See Cohen going up line right away. Reels that one in, but he's just out of bounds on the far sideline, and this point has extended into a marathon here. Verklin comes through the coverage, gets the D for the Raiders. Neither of these teams in this point able to string more than 2 or 3 passes together tops. It's kept there from Waldman. Going up line to Verklin and just too far away from his reach. That one was sailing out of bounds, and Ahmed manages to pick it off on defense. Patelli finds Van Hall. Looking for the reset, finds a great option in Doe, who goes through the middle to Patelli. Now Van Hall to the end zone. And Brock Wiley on the second attempt manages to keep it in his possession. And LCVI showing a little bit of life left in them at the end of this game. And they make it 12-4 after a marathon of a point here. So the Raiders still looking to close this one out. LCVI showing that they have the ability to really dig deep on those long points. Continued to battle for every single disc. And finally it paid off for them. It's their first point of the second half. And as I said before, great to build some of that momentum even going into their next games of the day. Right now they've got to focus on the end of this one. Still 50 minutes to go. Plenty of time for them to go on a bit of a run. Might be a little bit too far out of their reach for a win, but definitely figure out some of their connections and string some more points together. Gray Academy, on the other hand, still looking to close this one out. Disc is going to land closer to the near sideline. In play now with Jacobson in the middle. Jacobson has the deep option, finds it. Read well there by McLeod. McLeod puts that into the middle, right near the end zone. Looking to the back of the end zone, and it's reeled in. Stitz with the goal. Gray Academy finally figure out how to close it. Make it 13-4, their first ever game, first ever victory at the Canadian High School Ultimate Championships. LCVI showing some great spirit and effort here in later stages of this game, and they will use that to continue on into their next ones. But for now, Gray Academy win this one 13-4. We'll be back with Notre Dame versus Summit at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Tune in then.